All right, we're gonna do a little banjo picking in the key of G.
My favorite key.
And it's a great tune called Fanny Hill from Uncle Charlie Higgins, Virginia. And he played a long time, played a lot of tunes in his lifetime, and this is one of the favorites, I think. So I think you'll enjoy this one. And he did the first part 3 times often, and fiddlers may do it a lot of different ways. So be ready.
We like it 3 times. You can do it 2 times or 4 times. It's all good.
Yep.
But
So
here's 3.
3 is what I'm going to try right now. So here we go. See what happens. Fanny Hill.
All right. Fanny Hill.
Sounded a lot like the key of G to me. And
that's a sweet tune.
A lot of fun, yeah. So we'll see what we can figure out there. And the banjo always has a lot of different ways to do the phrase, so that's part of the fun. So we'll look at that for a minute. Check our tuning there. And we get the first phrase where it goes tricky right off the bat. So I've tried that a bunch of different ways. Here's the way I came up with it. Let me kind of get my 5th string a little bit more. Kind of jumped on me. Check my 5th fret. Don't be afraid to take time to get your banjo happy. If your banjo's happy, you'll be happier too. So the first phrase, let's just, we're going to start out with a little bar, 5 and 5. You could bar it or get 2 fingers on it. And it's a drop thumb. First string is my index finger or middle finger, probably either one. And thumb gets the second. Then you're going to have the first 2 strings again and a drop thumb. And here's where the tricky maneuver comes in. We need a B. Let's see. So we're going to have an open 3rd string, a G to a C. So I'm going to have an open 3rd string, and then I'm going to hammer on 5. So it's going to be, and then we got a nice little crossover lick. It's going to be index on the 2nd, 2nd fret on the 3rd with a drop thumb. So the first phrase I'm going to do real slow, and we'll describe it a few times. And looking at the tab, it'll be easier. But here's what it sounds like. So it's a drop thumb. You got 5 and 5 on the first 2 strings. Then you got open on the first 2 strings. Let's drop thumb every other note there. Then you're going to have a hammer, open 5. Then you're going to have the drop thumb from the 2nd string open. The thumb drops to the 3rd string with the 2nd fret. And then you're going to have what I call a crossover lick. Your index goes to that open 3rd string. So let's just try a little crossover lick on that, the last phrase, where you go open 2nd with your index, right hand. Thumb gets the 3rd string and you're fretting the 2nd fret. Then you have the index gets the open 3rd. So it's, let's try that a few times. It's that crossover lick, I call it, because your fingers kind of cross over each other. If you did it on one string, like the first string, it'd be like index, or it could be middle finger, but we'll use our index. Index, thumb, index, and maybe the 5th string. So we'll try that a few times. 1, 1, 1, 5, index, thumb, index, thumb. It could be the middle finger and thumb. So you want to have flexibility between your index and middle doing melody strings, I think. A lot of people, I heard back in the day, we did the middle finger on the first string, and my index finger came to the inside string. So try that one more time, just doing the index. And the advantage of being able to do, the same string more than once is if you have a melody on that string. So let's go second string, index, and then get the second fret, and then the index. So string-wise, 2, 3, 3. So there's that index, thumb, index. So here's that phrase, the first phrase, which is the hardest phrase in the tune somewhat. So it's that, right? 5, 5, 1, 2 string-wise, open, 1, 2, and you have a hammer, open 5, and here's that phrase we just did. Okay, it gets easier after that, but let me do it one more time. One more time, drop, thumb, hammer, crossover. One last time, hammer, crossover. Then you get a nice little second string, and I'm going to do a little, and I'm kind of finagling this. The fiddle may do more notes, but we're leaving out a few maybe. We're going to do a pull off from 2 to open on the first string. So second string open, pull off. Then we're going to go back up to that 5, 5, this time bar on my first finger. I'm going to do a hammer, kind of hold my bar down on the first 2 strings, 5 and 5, hammering the second string, 5, 5, 7, and getting that back to the bar 5. So here's the second phrase. You got that pull off, 2 open, bar 5, hammer, drop thumb. So listen to that whole thing, and that's almost the whole first part, believe it or not. We're having to work a little bit, but it's not going to be that hard once you practice it. So here's the first 2 phrases, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. Hammer, crossover. 2, pull off, bar with a hammer, drop thumb. Second time we're going to hit that 4th string instead of the 5th string, and our ending phrase is going to be a little slide from 2 to 5 on the low string, and then just a open 2 hammer. So that's the whole first part. I'm going to do it slow a few times and just get it in your head, and we'll come back and work on it a little more. So here's the whole first part. 1, 2, nice and slow, drop, thumb, hammer, crossover, 2, pull off, first phrase again, and you could also do, instead of that bar 5 I've got on the tab, you could do 5, 2, you could do that too. Some people like to do that on one string. I kind of like the bar, but it's good to try. I put both in there on the repeat, so hammer, cross. Then you have that. Oh, you have the low string. Sorry, and that's the whole first part. Let's do it one more time. Then we'll look at the second part. 1, 2, go. That's good. And we're going to do it one more time. And we're going to do that part 3 times. So that's 2 times. Do it one more time. Okay, now we're going to work the first string quite a bit. And I'm leaving out some of the stuff. But we're going to have the, we're climbing up. You could do that 2, 4 on the first string to 5, or you could do that bar, 5, 7. So I'm going to do the first string, I think. 5, 2, 5. So let's just do that a few times. 1 and 3 fingers on the left hand, 2, 4 hammer, and then you got 5, 2, 5. Anchor that 2 and go 5, 2, and pull off. So hammer, anchor 2, and you got 5, 2 with the pull off, and put back 5 down and hit the 5th string. Then you're going to have 5, 9, 7. Hammer from 5 to 9 was kind of hard to do. And somebody might just go, they might just go right to 9. but you can do that too. Leave out the 5 if you have to, and that would kind of work with the fiddler. But we got that. You could just go 9, 7, but the fiddler goes. He goes 5, 9. And then you're gonna have 5 in the second string, and you can go 7, 9, and just bar 7. Let me do that much, real slow. Then we're gonna have 5, 7, 9, and I think what we're gonna do here is gonna go to the second string again to make it easy. I'm gonna go to second string and do 8, 10, hammer, and get that 9th fret. Then you just get that first string 9 and 5th string open. And you get to do a nice little bar 5, that drop thumb, 1, 2 string wide. Open first with the 5th, and we're gonna have a nice little lick here. You do the hammer 2, 4, 5th string, and the first string 7. I love that little ending phrase, so try that a few times, nice and slow. 2, 4 hammer, 5th string, 7th fret first, and back to 5th string. So listen to that whole shenanigans there. So it's. So that's a little hard to get that 9. So we might modify as we go here. I guess I would use my first finger and my second and little and bar. Then I go on up to 8 and 10 hammer. Then you're back to that 9 on the first and 5 open, 5th string open. Bar 5, right? Let's try it just leaving out that 5 and going up to 9. So let's try it one more time, that second part, and then we'll do both parts. It's going to be a little tricky stuff in there. And again, like I say, you could leave out some of the harder notes if it's not easy to get that 5, 9 hammer. You could listen to what it sounds like if I just go to 9. Sounds pretty good, you know, and da-da-da-da. I think that would work. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just 9, 7, 7, 9 bar. Parts nice and slow there. Just get what you can. Chord wise, let's think about that. You're going to have a G chord to a C chord and a G, and just get to a D or D7, back to G. So you could kind of get some. The second part goes to a G and stays along D. You can experiment with doing the backup on that, and let's see, a little 7, 8, 9 slant for a G would be nice, and bar 7. You get a bar all the way across. So I kind of like that. So I got that, you know, 7, 8, 9s from third, second, and first, and then you got a nice bar 7 there, and using second and third for your bass, and then 3 and 4 for your bass on the bar 7, and you get. So you got a lot of nice potential in there. So let's go ahead and do the whole melody nice and slow one last time, Fanny Hill. And it's got some tricky spots, but I hope you'll take your time and experiment, and you might find a lot better way to do less and sound better. So I'm all for that on the banjo. So this is kind of getting a lot of the melody that Charlie was doing there. 1, 2, 3. snag there at the end. So I think you'll find it's a lot of fun, and sometimes those tricky licks might take a little bit of repetition, but that's part of the fun of the banjo. It gets kind of hypnotic and meditative to do a phrase over and over and work on getting a good tone, good synchronizing of the right and left hand. Maybe put a little slide in there sometimes on that little, you can get a little slide. Yeah, I like that too. So anyway, just repetition's a good thing for banjo especially, and I think you'll find this a good tune. A lot of fiddlers may play this more than you realize. So, and if they don't, maybe you can teach it to them. So Fanny Hill from Uncle Charlie Higgins out of Virginia. So take a little time to pamper yourself and play a little banjo every chance you get. Thanks.